What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the final shoutcast of the season of Hidden Gems with a good fellow friend and trainer, Edwards5868, bringing us some content with double legacy Dragon Ascent Rayquaza in the Ultra League. I know Ultra League's not in right now. I couldn't fit it in, unfortunately, during the rotation that we had it, but it felt like a fun shoutcast to add to the end of the season anyway, because who doesn't love a Rayquaza, honestly? Come on. So let's take a look at these battles with double legacy Dragon Ascent Rayquaza in the Ultra League and see how it goes. We've got Rayquaza on the lead versus Haxorus. If that Haxorus is running counter, this is a great matchup because you just rip right through it. Look at that. Oh man, yeah, that Haxorus is already gone. You just shield once. I don't even know if you have to shield this, honestly, but it's good because if the opponent is staying in, clearly they do not appreciate Rayquaza. And now we're going to see what comes in next. We're going to have a Walrein come in. You're looking to go straight. No, he almost went for it. Banks the move for later. Not debuffed Dragon Ascent does more damage than debuffed Dragon Ascent. I can confirm. Opponent's Walrein does go for the Earthquake here, and honestly, I don't hate it. But with a shield disadvantage, this Stunfisk can still do super effective damage to the Walrein, and they come in with a Charizard. And unfortunately for this trainer, there is a Tapu Fini lurking in the back, waiting for this Charizard that's running Fire Spin. Interesting. Trainer, I wish I could just give you an Elite TM to put Wing Attack on your Charizard because it needs it. Unfortunately, Fire Spin is just not as good. It used to be the move of choice because that fire damage was nice, but now it's just Wing Attack is just so much better for everything. So it doesn't matter how much damage you pump into this Tapu Fini, it is resisting everything, and that Charizard is just sitting there and not having a good time. But also, now Walrein has to get rid of it, which means it has to go up to an Earthquake, and I'm pretty sure that a couple Surfs, no, just one Surf plus Water Guns, Fast Moves, etc. And you know what we've got? We've got a Rayquaza with a Dragon Ascent loaded, and you know what the opponent just did? They spent their last shield. Are you ready? I'm ready. Oh, I'm so ready. There it is. We landed Dragon Ascent in game one. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's a good one. First game. Let's go. All right. Also, someone let me know in the comments if that actually does anything, because I've seen other people do it. I don't actually know if it makes a difference. So, so we've got the Stunfisk counter swapping in on the Walrein. This is typically a pretty good matchup, even if the Stunfisk tanks an Earthquake. Able to do super effective damage back with those Rock Slides much faster than the opponent can get to their own Earthquake is usually fine. And now, unfortunately, though, taking that Earthquake does put the G-Fisk into Icicle Spear range, so that does make it a little bit dangerous, but we're going to see how Edwards looks to handle this situation by getting rid of this Walrein. We need to keep the alignment here, I would like to think, but honestly, I think you're fine. Come in with the Rayquaza, get a little bit of farm. The opponent hopefully doesn't have another answer to Rayquaza in the back, and if they do, that's unfortunate. They come back in with the Swampert. The opponent core broken by Rayquaza, and now no shields it because it's just a Hydro Cannon. This Rayquaza is about to have a good time. Gonna go for a swap attempt to catch that Hydro Cannon, but unfortunately isn't able to get there. So we're going to continue to see this Rayquaza farm up some energy, potentially look to catch the next move on the Tapu Fini, or just come in banking all of that energy. The Swampert probably goes for the Earthquake now, but they didn't want to swap out of a Swampert. That's why there's a Charizard in the back. Now, unfortunately, this Rayquaza is not running Ancient Power. It's running Dragon Ascent. So Charizard probably could have come in pretty comfortably to tank that. They're going straight for a Dragon Claw Trainer. That's not going to be enough damage. No, it's not. But they are going to be able to get that Wing Attack down, and maybe that's what they were going for rather than going for the Blast Burn. That's actually a pretty good call there, but now this Rayquaza is loaded on so much energy that it really doesn't matter. It can go for as many breaking swipes as it darn well pleases, and this Charizard has nothing it can say about it. As that move almost KOs, you're going to see the Rayquaza be able to farm down here because that Charizard does not have enough energy for another Dragon Claw, and then we're going to see, please do it, please. Oh, breaking my heart. I think he could have made the Dragon Ascent, maybe. Either way, Breaking Swipe's going to take it out, and that's going to be a good game. Very well played. All right, jumping into this next one here. We've got Rayquaza on the lead versus Tapu Fini. You have got to be kidding me. This is a core-breaking lead if I've ever seen it, but he's staying in. We do resist. the water guns. Do we get... Oh. All right, so Tapu Fini is looking to get a shield here with that surf bait. Oh, goodness. Now, drum roll, please. Does Tapu Fini respect this Dragon Ascent? Dude, are you kidding me? It did how much freaking damage? Hold on, let me get my button. And I'll just do another one for good measure because this matchup is... I'll do 3. You one-shot a Tapu Fini with Dragon Ascent? Are you kidding me? Dude. I'm sold. It's over. We're done. That's it. We can all go home now. I'm only halfway through this set. And we're good. I've seen all I needed to see. Nothing else matters. The opponent concedes. I would too. I would absolutely top left after getting Dragon Ascented on my Tapu Fini for its whole HP bar. Okay, we've got Giratina on the lead, and it's running Dragon Breath, which is a really bad lead for Rayquaza because they just shred into each other so hard. But the Giratina having the extra bulk means that it can actually handle this a lot better. So it's going to shield up the Dragon Claw even after the debuff. You don't want to tank that move because it's just going to take you out. Now, going into the Stun Fisk here, as it does resist the Dragon Breath damage, and then we're going to see the opponent swap in a Cresselia, and that is typically not a good move, or not a good counter swap, I should say. Even if the Cresselia is packing Grass Knot, the fact that those Psycho Cuts are completely resisted by this Stun Fisk, it does not make this a good matchup for it whatsoever. Those Grass Knots are not going to add up nearly as quickly as the Mud Shots and Earthquakes are. So the opponent looking to, unfortunately, have a bad time here. Now, this isn't completely fair play here, right? You never know what's going to happen. The opponent definitely doesn't win this matchup because if they both decide to shield, there's going to be 2 Earthquakes before 3 Grass Knots go off. That's just a fact. But Rayquaza is going to come in and aggressively swap in to get to the move. Looking for the farm down and a shield. I respect it. Trying to get ahead of that Giratina on energy. The opponent probably brings the Giratina back in at this point. I don't know if they had enough for a move, but no, they come in with Steelix. Oh, this is painful. But Tapu Fini is going to have a good time right now. So 2 breaking swipes is going to do some decent damage. And even if that Steelix has Earthquake, it's not going to do much to the Tapu Fini. Now, the opponent does have the ability to instantly swap out here. So we're going to come back in with the G-Fisk and go for Rock Slide. I'm not sure why we go for Rock Slide here. And the opponent not keeping track of energy. I guess when it works. But to all you trainers out there watching this, and if you're ever in that situation, just build up to the Earthquake. Your opponent may or may not be counting, but you should always assume they are, because if you assume they're not and you decide... I missed the Shadow Force, dude. I'm killing myself. I'm trying to teach people stuff, and I just missed Shadow Force. Look at that lane. I love that animation. It's so good. Just, if you're going to throw a bait move to try and get a shield, at least build up to the move that would threaten that shield in the first place. If the opponent is paying attention, you should never assume that they're not. If the opponent is paying attention, then they're just going to no shield and be like, what are you doing? I have had actually many times players throw against me using Wall Rain, right? When I'm resisting the ice damage, they'll throw an Icicle Spear at me at like 8 Powder Snows. And I count it. I'm like, I know that this is not a Earthquake, so I no shield it. And then they keep throwing Icicle Spear after that because they're like, oh shoot, I didn't get the shield. Now what do I do? Just go the extra few moves, get the move up there so that you can at least say, look, I could be throwing an Earthquake. You don't know that. It's just worth keeping in mind. Anyway, still really good gameplay here though, regardless. The Rayquaza is just chewing through this Charizard right now. And there are no shields left for the Rayquaza, but the Charizard side has 1 left. But there's a Ninetales. It's got Charizard! Oh, my heart bleeds watching those charms. Oh, Stunfisk is going to come in and wall the Charmers. The opponent swaps out into a Swampert, and instead of throwing the Earthquake, the game decides not to register it and swaps out instead. That's a fantastic thing, because if we can get to this Moonblast, we're in business. The Earthquake is going to go through, and but one more Hydro Cannon is going to do it. Gets to the Moonblast right before the opponent's Swampert would get to the KOing Hydro Cannon, and now Moonblast gets the shield, unfortunately, but the Earthquake from the G-Fisk, the opponent chickens out, throws the energy. If G-Fisk has an Earthquake, that's going to be enough, man, and that's all that it needs. It's got the Earthquake ready to go. Swampert is not going to be able to throw Hydro Cannon because it doesn't have the energy for it. G-Fisk takes out the Swampert with an Earthquake. And now G-Fisk is easily just going to be able to take out this Alolan Ninetales with Rock Slides. That's going to be a good game here. Very well played. And I do believe that that is the last game. So I will thank in advance Edwards 5868. I am so bad with the numbers, dude. I'm so sorry. Edwards 5868. Thank you so much for submitting these battles to this channel. That was an absolute joy to watch. I don't think I've ever been more inspired after watching a Tapu Fini getting one shot by Dragon Ascent. That was not only a beautiful animation, but it was a beautiful one-shot, and I am so happy to have witnessed it. Thank you so much for blessing this channel with these battles. And everyone else, I'll see you when the news for the next season drops, because I'm hoping it's got to be this week, right? Because the season's like rolling over in a couple days after I drop this. But this is my last pre-recorded video. I did hopefully have a good time at GoFest. I'm sure I did. You all hear about it when I make a video after I get back. I had to pre-record like 2 weeks worth of stuff because I'm going to be gone for a while. So thank you all so much for watching. We're going to catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.